And welcome back. Now that Irene has come and gone, the issue of cleaning your property and filing those insurance claims could make you a bit anxious. And this morning, Irene Jr. joins us with some helpful tips of what you need to know to trim some of that tension. And good morning to you. You've had a busy week.
It's been a busy week.
Now, with this, when it comes to filing those claims, is this something that most customers just don't understand or even think about?
Well, they don't. As we were saying off camera, you know, folks, they buy a house. They buy a homeowner's policy because the mortgage company, you know, the bank requires them to. And typically it sits in the drawer. They don't look at it, and they pay the renewals, and oftentimes never look at the policy to see what's covered, what's not covered. And this is a reminder for all of us that periodically we should sit down with a trained professional and look at the level of coverage we have and that we don't.
Now, following an event like Irene, as it's come and gone now, the initial shock is worn off, and it's time now to begin assessing the damage.
Sure.
And one of the things I guess we're all told professionally from day one is document everything. Is that the same thing you should do in an event like this?
Absolutely. First thing you want to do, and again, it's a little late now, but if you have damage, you want to secure your property to make sure that you don't sustain more damage. But you want to separate the property that's been damaged from that has not, and you want to do an inventory. You want to literally write down everything that's been damaged, what you believe the value to be, and to the extent you can, take photographs and video of that property so you have it as documentation during the claim process.
One thing that might come back to bite people, though, in a situation like this is understanding before an event like this ever happens what is covered versus what is not, because you may find yourself out in the cold. Is that right?
That could very well be. And also the level of coverage that you have. It might be inadequate based on the property that gets damaged. So, again, it's a reminder for all of us to look at these things so that we can make informed, educated decisions about the coverage that we want to buy or we decide not to buy.
Do most people in Maryland, or most the typical customer, you know, someone out here in Maryland who's buying a house, getting themselves covered as best possible, do they consider hurricanes? Because they may not consider something like an earthquake, which happened you know, a little more than a week ago, but do they consider hurricanes?
Well, a lot of people don't, but I always coach folks that let's not talk about hurricanes. Let's talk about the loss that occurs and the event that causes it. So rather than focusing on the word hurricane, let's talk about flooding and let's talk about wind damage, because you know, wind damage could be covered in a hurricane, but it's also covered in a you know, tornado, thunderstorm, and what have you. So it's all a matter of all of us need to identify what our exposure to risk is. We need to quantify that risk. Then we need to make the determination, is it possible to eliminate the risk? Can we mitigate the risk? And if not, do we want to make the business decision of transferring that risk to a third party, typically through an insurance contract?
The importance of having an agent who is not necessarily empathetic, but sympathetic. The relationship between the insured and the insurer, how important is that?
It's very important. You know, this is your educator, your coach, and your counsel, and it's not a matter of being sold something. It's a matter of, again, identifying what those risks are and having a trained professional to walk you through the process of making informed, educated decisions.
All right, Al Redmer Jr., thank you so much for the time,
thanks
sir.
We're
going to probably have a busy couple of weeks ahead, too.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not so much. Megan.
I bet he's